I mean, you can sit on the front because I will invite you.
We have the hecklers from the buckets now.
I just.
I feel like
Yeah, you got one play, yeah.
You know it's like.
You are. Where? What do I do with like this? Sure. Yeah, you should.
Thursday night into Friday. I don't know, you put out meters, so say, leave it,
Well, look at Calvin's lights and all. You can see my church was not but if you walk up, you can lost it.
Okay, you have coffee coming. You want some cakes? Oh, you are on this diet.
Take a load of money.
It's absolutely, but it's good diet. Yes. Great.
Why didn't I get in?
Your wife? Your wife.
I see that nightmare of 2012 or whatever. So I'm like, yes, no, going on.
All right.
Let's go. I made a bit of money.
Oh, yeah. Young soul,
long trim things, not short trim things.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to get it.
You take some of the money out there in stocks and shares, some of them go back 15 years.
Similar to my
You know, I bought Belgian like about 18 years ago. I bought them at a fiver. They're now worth 30.
See, it's cruel to me, the things he
But
said
that's
about
that period, you know.
he said I'm losing
I
weight.
think yes, they did well over 6 years.
Can you tell him to?
Getting cruel, right?
And then of course,
It's supposed to be a mate.
and then the last I did 5 years. It's a long trip. And what we throw
Tell you what,
you're not looking for a case. You're buying it all. I mean, my day that at the beginning of this year, they go over and I walk up and the base, 6,000. If I didn't have a show to the business, I would have done it. I don't even want it. But then when I went out, they were a couple of that, to this one, if I didn't but they had a bit of business. You being able to jump off, get you on the head.
Maybe someone open later on, because we are late. So,
Why do you bring a book?
When you see
Steve is there.
I'm just ignoring it. We're going to get paid now. The kids are in football now. That's how we go about it.
What's that?
Football, you can teach.
I got a picture of the Grand Canyon. We all have that shit, folks, don't we? And then some up there, hang on. Everybody like his grass and panorama. Right.
Wait for Kirk. Yes. absolutely. Kirk, you're waiting for a coffee, right? Okay.
David.
Oh, he said this all of himself. I'm proud of this guy.
Okay, let's go. Guys, I'm absolutely pleased that in so many places Saturday afternoon you choose to be here. And I'm very thrilled about it. And
We're only here because you're you, honestly, mate.
Okay.
We're all coming to see you, bro. You're the man.
I know, I'm
before we begin, guys, tell me who's owning Bitcoin
Oh,
or any portion of Bitcoin.
Elon Musk.
Who owns any cryptocurrency?
Hashtag 2 years.
There we go. Yes. Yeah. Great. Guys, today the plan is we will be talking about Bitcoin, what it is, where it came from, where it's going, and how the future looks like and how we can benefit from it. So before I will start, whatever you hear, this is not financial advice.
This is not sound financial advice.
Everything covered has an information purpose only and can be treated as advice. Do your own research and due diligence. Guys, we will be talking about a few things very, very promising in the future. But again, it's your money, what you're doing, it's your decisions and your responsibilities also. What we're trying to do here in Bridgend is to establish a community of people who has the same interest of cryptocurrency. They understand the financial possibilities and technology stack, everything what is possible, what we can achieve and the world can achieve by cryptocurrency. I don't know how many of you are familiar what's happened in recent weeks in Bitcoin space. So El Salvador applied Bitcoin as a legal tender. So there are hundreds, probably thousands of Bitcoin ATMs in this very moment as we speak being installed so people from Salvador can have access as we have access to the currency.
It's actually like physical thing. You can take out.
You can exchange. You can buy Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you can
does
pay.
Bitcoin come out of like here?
So basically, if I go to a shop, I could use a Bitcoin to pay for my local rent.
Like coin or something.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
your phone,
So it does exist.
Yeah.
not physically.
No,
it's
it
just
doesn't.
like
Not
contactless on
physically.
your phone.
So it's not an item.
No, it's definitely cash.
It's
It's your bank
digital
balance.
Alright, okay.
value, right? Okay. Before we begin, I have some personal story to share. Okay. Why I'm standing right here and why I'm talking about Bitcoin is very interesting. I will play very emotional video for me. None of you watched that video. I haven't seen myself for quite a bit. I have met two amazing people. 2017. They're from US. They brothers, Peter and John. They're twins. And first I came across watching Peter, and yeah, I just be plain spoken. I have been a drug addict. I've been using drugs on a daily basis. I've been pretty heavily involved in drugs at the time when I was working in a Harrison hotel just a few blocks from here. And I came across watching YouTube, this Korean guy talking about Bitcoin, and his attitude is so refreshing for me. You know, I had suicide thoughts, that was pretty normal, as most people being addicted to drugs can relate to. And I get interesting. So, the video. Quality is not perfect, but
We haven't got that quality. That's right, please. It's like.
Vibrant young man who had the whole of his life ahead of him, while the youngsters so troubled in our community.
Let's get out of here. Oh, they sink, they will see, they shall rise again. For what has been lost, love shall not. And death shall have no dominion.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Sunday, guys. It's a beautiful day out there.
Guys, welcome to Bite Size Bitcoin Stream, guys. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, Sleeper Honda? What's up, man? Welcome, Sir Fallen Angel. What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Guys, smash that like button. Gabriel Wilp, what's up, Gabriel Wilp? What's up? Oh, man, Gabriel Wilp, I see you, brother. I see you, brother. What's up, my man? There's certain people I just love to see, man. Boss man, what's up? Aussie crypto legend. Having a holly jolly Christmas, guys. How are you guys today? It is Monday, New Year, guys. Happy New Year, guys. It is the last day of the year. I got my blinking hat going on, guys. Let's see if this thing works.
Hey, this is John from Decentralized TV. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I know our entire space is just growing so fast. It's one of the most exciting things that I have ever been a part of. In fact, that's why I'm even doing this video. I am all in. My brother and I are all in. We are building a blockchain-centric company. Awesome. You have made a very important decision. Love you guys. You guys have a great Sunday. Great Sunday. Just think, 2018 is going to be amazing. For all of us, and hopefully succeeding for you. You're watching the space. Good luck and see you guys.
Oh, fuck yeah! Yo, check that out, guys. Fresh blueberries. She's like, hell yeah. We're gonna get down with this mayhem jelly. We're gonna get down with this Barn Farms, peanut butter, and blueberry pie filling. Sounds good, guys. Sounds good, guys. Guys, you know I love the Dogecoin. There's nothing to talk about. I mean, it's Dogecoin. You guys know. You guys know I love the Korean barbecue. And you guys know the Korean pizza. They like the Korean barbecue just like you like the Korean barbecue. They think like this one. They wake up, they think that they go to the exchange. They go to the cryptocurrency exchange. And they think like this one when they wake up. They say, I wake up, go to the cryptocurrency exchange. Oh my, Cesar, it's a lead. The whole market is all lead. It's all lead, it's bleeding. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How are y'all doing today? It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday, guys. Welcome to the bite-sized Bitcoin stream. Hanging out with the Doge Lord today. I got some very special announcements today, guys. What's up? What's up, Andrea? What's up, Adrian? What's up, Bitcoin Plug Hourglass? What's up, brother? How you doing? Kayla Lowry, hey. What's up, Hydrographics? Hello, Peter. Decentralized TV in the house. Jun Yang Lee, hello! Justin Bosek, what's up? Sutherland, what's up? John Lauren, what's up? Joshua, what's up? Wesley, Darian, so many people. Gabriel, look, always good to see you, brother, in the stream.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates others. Sir, I just want to say thank you. You saved my life.
You guys still here? Are you guys still here?
Sorry for being quite emotional. I just couldn't kill myself, you know.
Praise the Lord. Oh man, yeah. Come on.
Back to the story. And you know, Peter been talking, buy Bitcoin, buy Dogecoin and HODL. And I was buying all the time, you know, but I made so many stupid decisions along the way. Thanks God, I was living in a Hanson hotel at the time when I was also working, because all the money I had got, I just spent on drugs, and I was buying crypto, and I was doing so many stupid decisions, you know. So, and till I find out Compassion Church, and I found God. Something started to change.
Amen.
And 2nd of January this year is the last time I took drugs.
Come on.
And the prices, you know, back to the crypto, I was lost. I lost everything. I was trading, being on drugs, using leverage, which is a very high risk behavior, let's put it that way, especially if you're not thinking straight and you are not conscientious, I'll say it. Okay, let's go. Jonathan sent me a few days ago that picture that was a link to some stream, and you know, it get me thinking. The race to Bitcoin worth $1 million. How do you feel about that? Does any one of you knows what's the price of Bitcoin as we speak, this moment? Have a go, have a guess. There is no wrong answers.
23,000 pounds.
Yeah. Someone knows. Yeah, it's basically $32,000, 22,000 pounds. And you know, having one Bitcoin.
Yeah, one.
Yes. When we worked last year, I have told you that Bitcoin fall into $3,000. Yes. And don't swear here. Yeah, I know. You have this, and you know, can you imagine how I felt? Like, I knew, but.
Okay, how much was it when you first started looking into it?
When I found Peter, that was around my birthday, which is July 21st.
My birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, interesting enough, that was the time, 2017. So roughly $5,000–6,000. Okay? And 2 months ago, because of Elon Musk, if you follow what he's doing, he started pumping Bitcoin and really get into it. Also Dogecoin. Bitcoin price reached $65,000. Roughly 2 months ago. And that's the time when I rededicated myself and said, okay, let's try once again. I know so much about it, and I have day job and I'm earning national minimum wage and stuff like that, but I can get back and do it properly, do it for the first time in the right way. Back to the picture. So if you see that, what kind of emotion getting through your body or your mind? Is it possible? Is it really? Or when is it possible?
I'd say it is, yeah.
It's possible, but $1 million is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, yes. For most of us, maybe we doubting, if that's really true. But true Bitcoiners, people who've been around the space for a very long time, the question for them, basically, there's no question. The price is truly inevitable. I love that English word, inevitable.
That's right.
Why? Because Bitcoin is the digital representation of the gold. There are some nomenclature. If you really get deep into Bitcoin, you will find words like mining and things like that. We will try to cover as much as basic information as possible, so you will have some foundation. And if you are really interested about it, you can go to Katina.one, which is one of the Peter's startup. There's another startup which involves that. We will talk about this later. Right. So how? Yeah, we already talked about it. But yeah, what's the intrinsic value of Bitcoin as an underlying asset? That's the question for you. And again, there is no wrong answers. Just let's have a chat. What do you think? Why?
I've got a weird question. I mean, if you got enough Bitcoin, could you buy a house with it? Would you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, people are.
Yeah, they are.
When
When it first started, a guy, I think, put £500 into Bitcoin when it was a ghost zone. And honestly, it blew up. It went from, I think it was like a couple of pence when it first started. He owned the biggest collection of Bitcoin coming through this time, and he couldn't remember the password. It was it was...
The guy from Newport? We will have that covered in a few minutes. That's a terrible story. He sorry for cutting you off. He mined, believe it or not. Okay. So Bitcoin is based off proof of mining, which in the very first day, what is mining? Mining is the computers, they solve very sophisticated algorithm, like the, oh my god, I forgot the word. The problems like in digital world. And that's, yeah, and on the very beginning, you could mine Bitcoin using a laptop, and that's what he did in the very, very early days. And he collected 7,500 Bitcoins.
But anybody can do mining, can't they?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Right.
You can order mine.
Yeah, Thomas is looking very deeply into that. Yeah, but right now it's impossible to mine Bitcoin on the devices. They are large facilities.
Well, no, so that's not quite right. So if you're going to do mining, you can do it off a mobile phone.
Yeah, I mean.
But the thing is that, so the way that the calculations work is that it's each time you want to do a bit is basically it's asking to say, I don't know what the math question is, but I want to see a number from someone of 106, for example, right? So all these computers are working out these calculations, trying to work out what the secret number is. And when it gets to the right number, that's when you unlock the block.
Yes.
So when it first started, that block was really easy to solve. It was 1 plus 1.
Yes.
Now it's 100 pages of 1 plus 1 with loads of other things going on in it to get that answer. So whilst basically it's an odds of a gamble. So the bigger your rig is, the more likely you are to singularly unlock a bit. So that's one way of getting a coin. So it's like buying 100 lottery tickets versus buying one. The only difference is that you can join pools in which you all collectively join in, and then if anyone in your pool unlocks it, then you get a percentage based on how much your machine was able to do calculations. So if it did 50 calculations, and the other person did 100, you get 1/3 of it.
I love your answer, Matthew. It's exactly what Matthew said, but with the, as you said, like mining Bitcoin on phone, that's impossible right now. It's just, I was just strict about Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, where everything started. 2008 financial crisis. I think Pastor Lem knows something about it. When the subprime credit and the Lehman Brothers collapsed like a stone. People start losing jobs, started losing houses, and that's the time when Bitcoin came out. On 31st of October 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto published a white paper. Who read white paper? No? It's a fantastic document. It takes like maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes to read, which describe everything what Bitcoin really is. So there is another question. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto?
Very conservative, I tell you that.
Japanese.
He's Japanese, yes.
I'm not Japanese.
First on the screen.
Not really. That's a really good point. So, yes, but Elon Musk opposed to that. He said he's not Satoshi Nakamoto.
So we don't know if he's the John McCarthy.
John McCarthy. Okay, guys, so the right answer is nobody knows. Can you imagine this in this world, like everyone, Google for example, every like...
It could be you.
No. Believe it? No. It's me.
Wrong head. Deeply undercover.
So nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. It's very it's just mystery, and there have been times, other magazines, news networks trying to track down who Satoshi Nakamoto really is. How it is even possible that no one knows about the inventor who invented the digital asset who is booming so much in value and also in network.
Ask his mum, she'll know who it is. Who he is.
Okay, so I believe that was the Times who find out about this guy. His name, actually Nakamoto name is Dorian. And he get a lot of attention. He opposed. He said, "I'm not Satoshi Nakamoto. I didn't invite Bitcoin." But you know, there was so much pressure to find out. And very interesting thing is that when real Satoshi Nakamoto posted the white paper and mining began, it was just on the forum. So no one actually met the real Satoshi Nakamoto. And then a few years later, he just vanished. He posted that he's moving himself to other things and vanished. And when the story with Dorian Nakamoto came out, on the same forum, there was a post, 6th of March 2014, I'm not Dorian Nakamoto.
That was the last post.
Say again?
That was the last post.
That was the last post, yeah. He vanished and after a few years, that was the last post, and no one knows what's happened. Is he alive? There are so many debates in the space. Is that one person or a group of persons or an entity? And believe it or not, there are 2 more things saying that could be AI, artificial intelligence, because how simple Bitcoin is, and also how amazing invention to the world really is. Because if you really go deep into Bitcoin, you will find out that what internet is doing for information, Bitcoin is doing for money. Because for the first time, you can transact money without any intermediary. How to pronounce it correctly? Someone help me.
Intermediary.
Yes, without third party.
So there's no middleman. So say I wanted to pay you, I'd have to give it to Gabriel so he can give it to you, and then you pay Gabriel to give it to me.
So with the traditional currency, we have to go to the bank. We have to go to the Barclays. What's happened when actually we've been talking about the crisis and Greece, for example. What's happened with Europe up there and the economy itself, like the ATMs stopped pulling money, which is disgrace. Like how it's even possible? It is possible. And many people saying that the real big crisis is just on the corner. Okay. That's when everything started. 3rd of January 2009, first block of Bitcoin appeared on the blockchain network, which means has been mined, called the Genesis block. Matthew, can you understand it? You probably could.
So hex is hexadecimal code. So what that is just ones and zeros, and it's so each 0 and 1 or double 0 or that basically 2 digits. So those are up to a value of 16. Then we've also got you go to 64 and 128 bits. So what that's doing is that you can every 2 numbers you see on that multiply by 128 or 60. You can go higher than that, but assume 128. So every one of them is a potential number. So when a Bitcoin's unlocked, the first block's finished, is when a machine has put in this number and gets it right. So it's kind of like, do you know World War II with Enigma? And then the code where it can just jumble numbers together. Exactly the same, that's what the code is trying to do. So it's trying to work out a cipher to work out what the value is. So as soon as it gets the right value, that's when you unlock the block. So that's your Bitcoin. Yeah? But yeah, so if you think about it, if you take the first 2 doubles, so you've got 0, 1, and then double 0, that's 128 times by 128. Then the next one's another 128, that's just 128. Yeah, no. So that's the actual potential values in that cell. So it could be, so that first two numbers could be anything that will work up to 128 numbers. So values, so it can jumble itself up to 128 versions of itself. And then the next one then is another 120. So like the lottery, if I had a lottery and then we had two numbers and then I had two boxes where you can pick the numbers, it would be 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. Right? And that's how you can work out how many numbers potential are on. So that's how it exponentially grows. This is why each time a block gets created, it makes the hash longer, because you're adding another 128 times bigger. So basically it's just mathematical problem.
Yeah, it's a great point. It is math and technology, but for us, Bitcoin is so simple because it's just two variables. It's private key and public key. Whereas a public key is just a wallet address, numbers and letters. And whereas private key is generated by what is called seed, it's just a password to your wallet, which is created once by, it contains 12 random English words, and it's only known to you. You and you alone. No one can have access to it. We will have a conversation about blockchain, but because Bitcoin is money, as we said, I want to show you one quick video about the first Bitcoin transaction, which is absolutely amazing. Yes, it's a pizza.
Money makes the world go around. We could be moving towards a world without cash. From credit cards to Apple Pay and cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, cash is no longer king.
When I say Bitcoin, you say what? Pizza?
This is Laszlo Hanyet of Jacksonville, and it was a pizza delivery order 9 years ago that began the cryptocurrency craze.
I just told people I wanted a pizza and I want to pay with Bitcoin. I didn't want a gift card, I didn't want some weird exchange. I want to give you Bitcoin and you give me pizza.
The 37-year-old computer programmer created this thread in an online forum and posted that he would pay someone 10,000 Bitcoins for a couple of pizzas. A user from England took him up on the offer, and these pizzas were delivered to Hanyet's home. At the time, the 10,000 Bitcoins were worth about $40. Today, they will be worth 100 million.
People ask me, Bitcoin, it's like, wow, you know, somebody had to start it off.
A pizza was purchased. There's even a plaque on the wall which date May 22nd, 2010, and a proclamation that Jacksonville is the home of the first Bitcoin purchase. Tim Mosbach is the general manager.
It's just nice to see history being made here.
So here's how you slice it on how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies work. It's like buying and selling a stock. The difference is Bitcoin is a computer file which is stored in a digital wallet app on your smartphone or computer. Every transaction is encrypted and is impossible to counterfeit.
Do you trust Bitcoin?
That's a good question.
Don Wiggins is a professor emeritus of accounting and finance at UNF. He says Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are not controlled by banks or the government.
You think the government fears cryptocurrency?
I think that it is anonymous and nefarious activities as well as perfectly legitimate activities can take place without the ability of anyone outside the government specifically being able to track payments.
As for Hanyet, he says cryptocurrencies in a cashless society is a dawning of a new day.
Do you think it's the future of money? I do.
In a different kind of dough than pizza. Ben Becker, CBS 47, Fox 30, Action News Jazz.
Is it taxable? Is it taxable?
Yes.
Well, when you make money, you have to pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, you buying Bitcoin, and by the way, very important thing, because Bitcoin is worth 22,000 pounds, if you don't hold 22,000 pounds, that doesn't mean that you can't own Bitcoin, and we will get to it in a few minutes. you can just buy a fraction of Bitcoin. So, for instance, answering to your question, let's say, yeah, I know. Let's say you're buying £100 worth of Bitcoin, okay? And a month from now, it's worth 150, for example.
Right.
And you want to have a profit. Yes, you have a tax.
You pay 17 or whatever it is on the 50 or the 150?
No, on your income.
On the income.
On the income, which is on the profit, yes.
So if you're looking into it, it's more of a financial advisor, best advisor on it, but it's like...
I love Matthew, by the way. Can we give him a random... he fixed my computer. I love this man.
So the way it works is that it's like, technically speaking, it's like owning a car. You're not taxed on owning a car because it's not changed into money. So because it's not defined as money yet, it's not an asset that's ownable to you.
Yeah.
It's only when you convert it into cash that it becomes a value. Same with stocks. Like you can own £1 trillion in stocks, but technically speaking, your bank balance reads zero. So you're not taxed on anything because you own nothing. But then the moment you transfer those stocks into money, that's when you get charged.
Yes.
So that's how...
When you actually withdraw into your bank account, let's say, you want to make a profit. Okay. Moving on, guys. What is blockchain? We heard from Matthew already. So, in very simple way, that's how blockchains really looks like. So there is a block of transactions, and it's chained to another block, and then to another block. So it's decentralized without a centralized bank or any entity, distributed public because it's the digital ledger, list of records called blocks, list of transactions. Everything is every transaction. Every transaction being made, any movement in a Bitcoin is listed on the blockchain. So, how the Bitcoin blockchain looks like? Every 10 minutes, new blocks being mined. And there is very important thing, which all fun begins. And we're going back to the question, why Bitcoin keep going in value? Because in the protocol is there is halving being in the protocol. What is halving? It's an event when the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut in half. The Bitcoin ticker is BTC, block reward halves every 210,000 blocks, which is every 4 years. After this halving, the reward will be cut in half from 6.25 Bitcoins per block to 3.125. So everything started 11 years ago from 50. 4 years later, 25. So, are you getting it? Slowly?
Slowly.
There is a limited supply. 21 million Bitcoin.
So the memory you're holding it.
Can't be, no, there won't be more Bitcoin. Never. You can't print them like banking, central banks printing money. Like what's happening right now in the US or even in the UK alone. You can just print money as much as you want, and there is what's coming next after it is the weakening buying power of the currency itself.
That's what makes it so much more worth more. Because there's daily limited
There
supply.
is limited supply. Why?
That's why
Right.
they work so much.
Yes. So, and what I said before, one Bitcoin, you don't have to buy whole Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is divided to 100 million sats from Satoshi Nakamoto, from the inventor. And yeah, we talk about that mining, proof of work. So very important thing, 18.76 Bitcoins has been already mined. The last one will be mined in year 120 years from now.
18.76 million.
Yes, already been mined. So just 2 million left.
So what happens?
It will get like if there is less Bitcoins being added to the blocks, being mined physically, there are less, and people still coming, people wants to buy Bitcoin, people stop selling, automatically price will go up in value.
So do you reckon he did a sum and he worked out that the world could use this as a currency and that would be enough?
Yes, because we're going back to this. 100 million Satoshi.
Considering a worldwide monetary value is around about 44 trillion pound. I googled it.
Yeah.
44 trillion pound. That's 21.
And then 21 millions.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one Bitcoin.
Then could be divided into.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is one Bitcoin right now is worth 22,000 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
One thing you should notice is that that's Bitcoin and not cryptocurrency in totality.
Yes,
So,
yes.
So
but Bitcoin as a granddaddy, literally everything follows.
Some of those limits aren't applicable.
I don't know how about quality, but this is a year of how Bitcoin looks on the charts. So one of these candles is the daily price action. So everything what been happening on that one candle is people selling, people buying. That one candle represents daily price action. And why I'm showing you this, as you can see, the top right here, and we are right here. That's the they are in dollars. So there are certain ways how to identify what is called bull run or bear market. So when everything goes in value or falling, there is a retracement. So the simplest way to do it is to track moving averages. When 50 moving average cross above 50 moving average is that line here. When crossing the blue one, that's the purple is 21. Is the fastest. That's the 200 is the slowest, right? So when the 50 moving average crossing above 200 is what is called the bull run. So as you can see, the cross, which is called the golden cross, everything is going up. And right now here, mid of last month, as you can see, the 50 moving averages crossing in downtrend 200, and that indicates that's called death cross, and that indicates the price going down.
And that's the best time to buy it.
So like any financial advice, it's a gamble.
That's not financial.
But like it's anything else. It's like, you know, Blockbuster was having that same example, and it just kept going and going and going. It's like anything else.
Isn't there a little bit of human psychology in there? Because
Exactly, like the markets, like the markets.
So you get one of these rich investors like Warren Buffett. If he decides to buy a load of cryptocurrency, whatever, then the price is going to go up.
Well, the best is
I mean, because the whole market cap of all cryptocurrencies is worth right now $1.5 trillion. And Bitcoin itself is that the dominance of Bitcoin right now is around 45%. So to move price so much in value, it requires a lot of capital, right? So.
Or Elon Musk is reading comments.
Also, what's the value base? It's got a basic value. You were just probably talking about it. But it's not to do with. It's obviously not to do with how many people are buying it or selling it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not just that.
No. Who?
Yeah. The value is in buying and sell. It's just a normal stock.
Right. So, we're going on to the currency.
Yeah. And selling, then the price goes up.
Easiest comparison is to talk about money in this aspect. So, originally the UK was on gold standard, which meant that for
pound being.
Yeah, so it would be tied. So every pound that you had was tied to a piece of gold. So if you have a look at a pound, any notes you have says I owe you bearer this note, the value of £10 or whatever you know. So that's a tangible asset. So if any other country said, right, I've got £100, I want whatever £100 is worth in gold of your currency. So that's how your value of your country is based on gold standard. So how much gold you have in your bank, that's how much money your country has. So we switched from that. I think Gordon Brown changed it. He just dumped all the bubble and said, no, we're on a. Our money's worth it because we're British, and that's quite a lot of other countries do that. So that's not an unusual thing. It's just America at the minute is the one who's on gold standard. So Fort Knox. We're the biggest trader in gold, like that. Oh no,
Nixon? 70.
China, their reserve currency.
Okay, sorry. So what that means is that everything on value now is based on perception. So if I perceive you to be worth that money, it's basically how trustworthy is this thing, or how likable is this thing. So if you this is why Bitcoin is volatile. So it doesn't make this is why chucking money at it doesn't make much difference because it doesn't change the perceived value. If I take 100,000 Bitcoins off the market, well, it doesn't change that Bitcoin is like. Dave's got one of them, I'll give him a pizza for it. It's the same thing, it's perception entirely. So, like, if a big financial person said, Branson said, right, I'm investing in Bitcoin, it is going to be my company standard, then everyone's going to be like, oh, this gives it legitimacy, so I really want it because it's worth Richard Branson at this point, because he's supporting it. So that's why when Elon Musk said, no, don't do it, crashed it because it put illegitimacy to the currency.
And I think he had a problem with stockholders too. Okay, moving on. Steve will share his story and also tips. Steve been investing in stocks 15 years and he's into crypto 2 years or so. So we can learn definitely a lot from Steve. Go for it. If you can start right here. So
good to be with you tonight, guys. Yes, I've been investing in stocks and shares now for about 15 years and been reasonably successful. We've got some real good investments, but I pay people to advise me. Do you know what I mean? I get like I got about 3 groups at the moment that are advising me what is good and what's bad. But obviously you can do it with cryptos as well. You can get people to advise you on that. Because one of the guys that was investing me in stocks and shares, he's now investing, sorry, he's advising with cryptos as well. So, you know, but yes, I've been involved with cryptos now about 2 or 3 years. And I can't say I've had big, huge success, but I've had success. I mean, for instance, I invested in Ethereum now about maybe 2 years ago. My initial investment was a few £100, I don't know, maybe 300-500 quid. Last couple of months ago, that investment was worth £3,500. So in a matter of, I don't know, was it 2 years maybe, that's turned from 500, say, let's call it that for argument's sake, that's turned from 500 into 3,000, 3,004, it wasn't 3,005. But anyway, so yes, there is money to be made. Bitcoin, a friend of mine owns 2 Bitcoin. When was it? When were they about 60,000? About 2 or 3 months ago?
Yes, 2 months
He was
ago.
worth £120,000. Obviously now they've gone down. But that's Bitcoin, that's not just Bitcoin, that is cryptos for you. They will shoot up, but then watch out because they nosedive as easy. And what I would say is, if you're going to invest in cryptos, invest what you can afford. Invest like Motley Fool is one of the people I get advice from. They say invest for the long term first and foremost. Secondly, only invest where you can afford to lose.
Yes.
If the market crashed totally, you could take that money, well, okay, que sera. You know, so only do what you could. But the secret for me, my biggest tip I would say to anybody in here tonight is, if you make some big money, take some out. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I made £1,500 recently on a share. I took £1,200 out. But part of the secret for me is leave a bit in. Because obviously if they take off again, you covered yourself. You know, like it's an insurance policy, isn't it? Take some money out, leave some in for the long term. So yeah, so that would be one of the major tips. And I believe God told me that, because many years ago I was started investing and I was praying about it. God showed me which way, whatever. Because remember, guys, I know some of you may not be Christians here today, but the Bible is quite clear. God gives us the ability to get wealth, and it says that in the Bible. People say the Bible's an old book and whatever. Yeah, okay, look at it that way if you want. But the Bible has got a lot of good advice in there. For me personally, I was similar. I wasn't a drug addict, but I was certainly an almost alcoholic. I was for many years, and I had many years of, you know, where I abused myself with booze, and then God came in. But anyway, back to investing. So for me, a couple of tips I would say, strong tips, is if you make some decent money, take some money out. Because obviously, if it nosedives then, you've covered yourself. But if it takes off, you're still covered because you left some in. Like for me, that one when I drew £1,200 out, that has taken off again. I'll give you another instance. I bought in Twitter. I bought Twitter at $24, something like that. And within about a month, they started to, you know, show signs of going down. So I thought to myself, hang on a minute, I don't want to lose all my money. So I think I invested £200. So I took about 120 back out. And I thought, well, if I lose now, I've only lost 80 quid. They started to take off. Now, those are worth $60 each. So I gained all the bit of money that I lost, plus I've gained a lot of money extra. So as I say, for me, that's a golden rule. And as I say, back in the day when I first started, I asked God, I said, give me some strategy here. And it's funny, I was reading, when was it, last year or the year before, one of the hot shots, you know, one of these big investors, he came out with that. He said, if you're investing, make sure that if you make some decent money, take some out. And I'm like, wow, look at that, God showed me that 12 years ago. And now these guys are catching up. So God is ahead of the time, guys. He's ahead of the game. He's ahead of the, you know, he's right on the ball there. But anyway, for me, cryptos is a good thing. I've made some decent money. I say not big money, but if this carries on doing what it's doing, I think we all can make big money. like I say to you, happy investing.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Awesome. Love it. Okay, moving on very quickly. What is Ethereum? Ethereum is the decentralized blockchain with smart contract functionality. It's also a technology that is home to digital money, global payments, and application. It's based on proof of stake. Back to you, Thomas. There will be a switch. There will be a switch from current proof of work to proof of stake. It's starting to happen, and the protocol will be based on proof of stake, and the transactions being confirmed, they will be through the protocol of proof of stake. Okay. Few things about Ethereum. It's just Ethereum is amazing project. It's amazing cryptocurrency. And one thing I just want to mention is the NFTs, non-fungible tokens. What are they? They are digital representation of unique value that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. Who knows that picture? Really? I mean, okay, like we have some old people and we have some young people. Like all the youngsters, all people know that meme. That picture has been taken. I don't know exactly. A few years ago, like 10 years ago. And that girl on this picture, she owns this picture. So she get into crypto and she find out about NFTs and how big and powerful that could be. So she decided, okay, I will put that photo on the marketplace.
Oh,
You got it? Guess the price. That picture has been sold.
That's right.
$500,000.
Wow.
And right now, what it means is that someone digitally owns this picture, owns the rights, everything. The NFTs are absolutely incredible. Like, I don't know, those of you who are not related to Compassion Church might don't know what is above us. It's the Hope Center, which is facility for people struggling with drug addictions or alcohol. And the reason why I'm saying this, like, I just want to give you some ideas. Like, imagine if each person who is coming to the Hope Center would be given a Hope token, let's call it Hope token, which will be based on proof of stake. Because not many people, there are some people who unfortunately not make it. They're going back on the street, they're going back to their addiction. What if every single day there will be another token, will be based on proof of stake, will give opportunities, for example, to employers to look for those who graduate, employ them, because there's already history. Like there's absolutely amazing opportunities. Like one of the guys from the church, he's a drummer too, and Nathan, he has a band called Paradise now. They play some rock, maybe metal, And what if people could list the token of their band, and people would be buying the token in the same time supporting the band. The opportunities for cryptos are absolutely endless. Last but not least, I want to tell you about this little device. It's a miner. It's mining helium tokens, which is based on proof of coverage, and you can get this miner absolutely for free. It is worth $300, and by just plugging in, connecting to your Wi-Fi, and putting on your desk, you are earning helium tokens worth roughly at the moment around $10, $11, but you earn approximately $25 a month worth of the helium tokens. And to run this is the people counted how much is the cost actually. It's less than $1. And how it works? A month. Like the cost of the energy. You can order even today. There is really high demand of that miner because you get it for free. Like I personally, I wait 2 months. And in the Bridgend itself, I don't know if you can see that. That's me. I'm just alone. White chocolate troll. Oh. I love this thing. Each miner has a name, and how it works. Just briefly, those miners, they are connecting with each other, and because of that, the proof of coverage being made. The more those miners interact with each other, the more coins you gain. There is one limit for them. It's one of these can't be in a distance less than 200 meters. If it's less than 200 meters, they are unable to interact.
I guess you could order only one per person for the same address.
You mean for a household?
I mean, you couldn't order two, I guess.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
You could?
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
you didn't order 10?
I mean, that's a really good question. Like, don't laugh. This is a good question. No, the thing is, if I would have 10 of them,
Too close, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to just put in the house. Because
Because he gave it to us.
I could, yeah, but you can order yourself also, you know?
So I thought you could, as long as there's 10 other people around you.
I mean, as long as they are not too close.
Yeah.
Okay? So
do you mind faster rate if you're connecting with more people? So for example,
absolutely.
in
That's
Cardiff, you're mining faster than if you're in.
Okay, that's a brilliant question, and that's the whole point. Yeah. If there is more of those miners connected, more in Bridgend, we automatically earning more. Because they're connecting with each other, there is more interactions between them, the more coins being made.
So you put in the car, say you work in Cardiff, put in your car, whether you're connected to your Wi-Fi on your phone, and then you can drive up to Cardiff, leave it there for this day, and then you can drive home.
I didn't think about that possibility.
Okay, so $25 per month is like average. It depends how many you get around.
No, it's okay. It is average, it's not promisable, but by the research, like, you know, everything is just, it's really starting. So they counted, the company Emirates, Peter's startup, they counted that is roughly $25 worth of helium tokens right now. But they go in value, right? So those $25 in the future, like a year from now, like under any condition, I wouldn't sell my NHD tokens because I know what's behind it and I know they will be worth a lot more. And answering to your question, in US, when the helium network really started, that's the recent data, is that some of people, maybe not by this miner, but another miner, which actually you have to pay. It's more advanced, but some people earning $100 a day because so many of them just
together, like they put together like a complete.
Yeah.
I don't know what I paid for that $700 thing. What are you on about?
That's in US.
Hey,
That's in US.
The benefit is though, you don't have to roll over that. That's right. So there we
in,
go.
in the UK, if you don't order for free, something like this, but you pay, which is the best, which is not very expensive, but you can earn quite the better money than this one.
Yes. Yeah, in simpler terms, yes. They are miners. I've checked. Some of them they worth like you buying for $400. There is few. I think another two. I believe. I will check that, and I will send you information because that's absolutely brilliant idea. It's brilliant because you don't have, it's great entry for cryptos. If you, for instance, don't have enough money, still thinking about that, you don't know where to put it, but you want to try and you don't want to spend money. Order this device. Doesn't matter how long you will have to wait. It's for free. It's absolutely for free.
The next generation up and running is the next.
If on average you earn around $25 and the cost of running is less than $1, your profit is 25.
What he's asking for is,
I mean,
how is they making money? How are they actually selling them for free? Because obviously they must be making some money.
Yes, so you mean the company Emirates?
Yeah, whichever one's giving you that.
So the company, so we, to put it another way, we actually, the company paying us for hosting, for running it. But the company, it's just a percentage of what they making.
So basically, they're going to make a supercomputer by having one of these in everyone's kind of house type thing. Oh, well, yeah, they've done that, but not for Bitcoin. So when the COVID virus came out, you could have, it was like hash the save lines or something. I think it was a program. Basically, what was happening was that they used everyone to download a program on their computers. The computer then would ramp up to almost 100% usage and calculate the genome structure of the virus, try and work out solutions to it. So they said that they went from, because it's a charity thing, it's basically just using every single computer in the world to do calculations for supercomputers. And they said that they beat the supercomputer when COVID hit because everyone was advertising it. And like certain YouTubers were like saying, oh, my group won. Because like my group's got the best rate at the minute, and it was just, that was the thing. But it's, the other scary one was that, well, the fun one was that, well, it's either good or bad, no matter how I look at it. Someone made a virus that if you went on a certain website would download a miner on your account.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But what happened was is that it would only run at 10% of your CPU and GPU usage, right? And that would be used for COVID.
So it was working out how to solve COVID, and it was not mostly affecting people. Yeah.
So, Gabriel, when I say it's connected to Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and it has access to all the data and everything that's going on in Wi-Fi, so
No.
Potentially.
and that company could potentially be selling that data, and that is how they're making
Yeah.
profit.
Right.
I don't believe that. No.
You can snoop it. It's quite easy to snoop whatever's going through your network.
Yeah.
So, if you're very worried about that, use VPN.
Yeah.
Yes. I use VPN all the time.
But not 100%. There's things about it, but to go into details, that's a huge topic. But
Yes.
needs to speak is that you can download a program that will track every single connection type that's going through your device.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to, you could literally just plug that in, leave it running, and see where it's pinging. But
Have you done that?
I've done it. I've done it on my network only because I got fed up with having loads of cookies, and secondly because I needed it for a password on Sky's router because they got. Previously, if you wanted to change the router in Sky, you have to snoop your own network because it sends a packet to Sky, the good code, so that basically makes your box a registered device against Sky's network. So you can use the internet on another box, so you can clone it to another box, pretend as if you're a Sky piece of equipment. I don't have to, but that's when I got into it to learn how to do it. And not just that, one of my friends is something called a black hat hacker. So he hacks other people maliciously. Easy. But so, especially with Bitcoin stuff, it's untraceable as far as they know anyway. So on the dark web, which is basically the internet but without Google, and it's non-traceable, so you never know what you're looking at on the dark web. It's a lot of viruses, but we're going to the complete opposite.
Okay, guys, we almost finished. Let me show you two more things, three more things, and we can stay here. Can we stay here for a few minutes?
I gotta go. Thank you, Gabe. You've been absolutely fantastic. I gotta go.
Okay, thank you, Sammy. Thank you for coming.
You'll be a millionaire by tomorrow.
Yes. I want to show you quickly a few things, and then we can have a chat. Okay?
I have two questions before I go. Number one, have you put any money into it? And number two, how close is it linked to actual tangible gold?
Okay, so answer for first question is, of course, I put money into it. And the second question is kind of tricky because it's not paired to the gold. It's like the digital gold. It's not affiliated to the gold in your understanding. It's using, the same terminology like the mining or things like that, but it's not paired to the gold or anything. It's absolutely decentralized without, people are the network. People are, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Quickly, guys, how important, you can speak with Matthew about that for hours, how important is your security if you're buying, especially, couldn't stress you enough, if you hold any substantial amount of any cryptocurrency, make sure you store them on a wallet or hardware wallet.
Offline one?
Yes, exactly.
Coinbase, and Binance.
They are exchanges.
Yeah.
So there is a saying, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. So if you don't hold the keys, the store of value is not yours, let's say, put in very simple terms. Okay, very bad example. We're not going to finish in a negative way. I will show you Peter once again on the end. But this is a very bad example. Matthew already touched the subject. What could potentially happen if you didn't write it down, those 12 words? there is a study being made by on-chain data that 30% of Bitcoins already been lost and can't be recovered. Approximately 30%. That's the one example.
All the files that I believed I needed were already on my new computer. The drive was in a drawer on its own after an incident with a previous laptop, and I thought that I'd taken off everything I needed.
Any hesitation, any moments before you chucked it in with the boxes and the bottles to bring down?
As soon as I put it in the bin at home, I had a second thought, you know, in the back of my mind. You know, you've never thrown a hard drive out before. Why start now? You shouldn't do this, sort of thing. You know, a little demon in the back of my head, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I didn't take it out. It stayed in the bin, and then came down to the landfill site here with the other bags that I brought.
You brought the bags down, you threw them in there, didn't think twice before driving off. When did the penny drop that actually what you'd thrown away was worth a fortune?
When I started to hear stories of, you know, the Silk Road shut down, and obviously other individuals making their profits and millions, the penny dropped then, you know, that I had 7,500 Bitcoins on a hard drive that I'd thrown out a few months ago.
So for people who don't understand virtual currencies, they wouldn't have thought it's a problem throwing away a thing, a hard drive. But to get your money, you would need that hard drive.
Yeah, there's a specific file on that hard drive called a wallet file, which the Bitcoin is stored in. And without that file, there is no way of getting the money back, because there is no central server that records a log of it.
You've spoken to the manager here. They've been very nice to you. They've driven you around, but they've warned you there's absolutely zero chance of finding it.
Basically, yeah. You know, I came down yesterday morning to find out what the process was. I thought that maybe the individual bags may have been sorted, and that the actual drive itself may have been, you know, put aside into a, you know, computer waste bin that I could maybe look through. But when I arrived yesterday, they basically told me that anything that goes into the household scrap bin is compressed and buried.
James, I'm sure there's an awful lot of people feeling for you right now. How do you feel stood here?
Absolutely devastated, as you can imagine. I just wish I could go back in time and not throw that drive away.
I'm told the landfill site, well, you've seen it, is about what?
So today value £250 million, 250 million pounds. But not finished this way. I'm going to show you the positive way. Let's go.
Serial entrepreneur my entire life. For me, I see Bitcoin as not only a store of value, but actually a mechanism for exchange for large items like Lamborghinis, like houses. This is the Bitcoin Huracan Lamborghini that was bought with Bitcoin, and I purchased it for 45 Bitcoin. This is my favorite right now because it makes a powerful statement, and on the back of this Lamborghini, I have the Bitcoin.pub. Currently, I'm full-time into the cryptocurrency space as an entrepreneur, building lots of different applications for the cryptocurrency space, like the Bitcoin.pub. For me, what caught my heart was that, hey, this is a permissionless system, zero requirements. You can set up a web store, and you can transact with anyone around the world without permission and without an intermediary. So for me, we can now hear of these awesome, awesome new ideas that, in my opinion, can fundamentally change the world. This is my lifeblood.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's videos.
Guys, the Bitcoin pub is no longer here. It's now Katina. So if you have any questions, if you want to go deep, I want to encourage you to join two platforms. Yen.io is the communicator, There is a specific, there are rooms up there. There is also a Bitcoin room when we post informations, everything what's going on. That's the end. And the Katina, if you go to katina.one, scroll down, there is a community, and you press, and there is a plethora of subjects. Also, it's like a forum when we can chat, ask questions, and last but not least, invest in yourself. That's the biggest asset. Before you put any money, before you think, okay, I want to jump into this bandwagon, you are the most important asset. Invest in yourself, in your education. I'm very grateful for you. I know it's a bit late, it's almost 8. I appreciate you coming. We could have a few minutes more to grab some snacks, have a coffee before we go. If you want that to be a regular meeting, maybe once a month, maybe every 2 months, for example, a part of our chatting online, let me know, because that's important. When we can, there's very simple ways. There's 10,000 cryptocurrencies at the moment. We all have our day job. Some of us have a family. It's impossible to track everything, all the projects. That's the reason, and that's what's the huge benefits of us establishing community in Bridgend, so we can have a chat. Remember, it's not financial advice, but if Steve come up on a great project, it is legitimate. We can share. We can all look into it. Yes, it looks nice. Let's put some money, maybe £10, maybe 100, wherever a size of our wallets are. Yeah.
May I ask for how long do you have this?
I have a few months.
And may I ask, did you take out money and how?
They are being directed
Did you buy anything from the?
No, I haven't spent a single pound on it. They are being sent every.
No. I mean, did you buy a loaf of bread or something from the money what you earned through this?
Through that?
Yeah.
Have you taken out any money?
No,
yeah, thank you.
no. But in general, in crypto, right? So there are a few possibilities because
I heard, Steve, I just heard it's good to take out in every
Yes,
month.
yeah. But with the helium token, I know how great project it is.
So in the future, in the long term.
So I'm not selling anything now.
So waste,
In 10 years' time.
Let's say I want to be married someday, right?
Basically, what he's saying is he's made it, and it's like Bitcoin when it first started. It's not worth much now, but he thinks that it's going to go massive. So he's saying whilst it's probably not very
It doesn't work to take that and
And they are being directed once a month into your wallet, which you put the address wallet while you set up everything. You sending your wallet to the company, put you on the books, let's say this way, and every month you being rewarded for posting. Last thing, because and we finished. Because that's where I was thinking. You can have a card, a crypto card, and you can just use it as a normal card. There's few clicks in what is called crypto.com. Yeah, in the wallet. Yeah. When I can sell, for instance, I can sell some portion of Bitcoin, and I can just few clicks and get one click. I can just transfer from my Bitcoin wallet to this card, and I can go and use as a normal card.
On that date, exchange rate, I guess, yeah? What's on the
So yes, on the date, so basically what you do, you selling Bitcoin or wherever on this date rate, it's becoming pounds, and those pounds you selling, you transferring here. That's happened.
No different stocks. That's the easiest way to imagine it.
Guys, thank you very much. We can stay here, we can have a conversation, but official part is over. Thank you. I just pressed because I was recording that. I will just